What's up guys, Houndish here, and today I've got just a couple of quick news things I wanted to recap on. As well as this though, I wanted to show you a pretty cool secret area inside of the raid. There are a couple of cool exclusive emblems for Destiny 2 that you can pick up, and also some interesting stuff in the database about possible future events, as well as the possibility of Prison of Elders returning in Destiny 2. So first I wanted to do a quick recap of some important dates for you guys. On Wednesday the 18th of October, the Prestige version of the Leviathan raid will launch, and that's going to happen at 10 AM Pacific, which is 6 PM in the UK. If you're eager to jump in and complete the Prestige raid, then be sure to mark it on your calendar and start getting your fire team assembled. Also on Friday the 20th of October, Bungie will be hosting a Twitch stream from TwitchCon, where they're going to actually talk about what seasons are in Destiny 2 and the type of content that we can expect to see and the changes between each of the seasons. This is going to be particularly interesting because it actually features a couple of the members of the live team for Bungie, so this is really potentially quite important in terms of us understanding what Bungie's direction for the endgame will be over time. I will leave the link down below to where you can check out more details about that, but of course on the 24th or the 25th of October, depending on where you are, the PC version will be launching for Destiny 2, which is very exciting. It's also worth noting that Bungie have assured us that next week on the 19th they will be telling us more about the raid challenge modes for the Leviathan, and they're also open to discussions about the endgame and the direction for Destiny 2, so the cadence of content and changes is far from over. I've pointed one of these out already, but there are a couple of new exclusive emblems you can collect for Destiny 2, so if you pick up any of the mega constructs from a GameStop store in the US, you can get an exclusive in-game emblem for free, and you can see it on the screen right now. Pretty cool, has the kind of Mega Blocks, almost Lego style kind of icons on it, definitely unique inside of Destiny. And also starting next year, McFarlane Figures will be releasing an Ikora, Zavala and Kate 6 figure set, and they're pretty neat. You can see them on the screen right now. Each of these will also grant you a new emblem in Destiny 2 called Hellspawn that you can see on screen. So if you're into collecting your emblems as well as your other collectible stuff, your figures and everything like that, I will leave the links for those in the description below. Now I've got a couple of interesting things I wanted to point out. Firstly, there is an interesting kind of hidden secret space inside of the Leviathan raid. It's definitely a space that is not in use right now. Whether it will ever be in use isn't entirely clear. I don't want to paint this as being, you know, some new content or anything like that, but my friend Tony Duran on Twitter actually sent me a link of a clip of him getting into this space. So the very first door that you actually come up to inside of the Leviathan raid, this one right here with the kind of chains on the front, there is actually a space behind this that you can access from inside of the raid. So you do actually have to glitch out of the map in order to do this, and you guys can look for tutorials on how to get into here if you're interested. But eventually where you come to is actually the other side of the first door in the Leviathan raid, and as you can see there aren't any textures in here, which is pretty interesting, and you can see the kind of mesh base that they use to actually build upon. But there is this kind of staircase that leads down on both the left and the right hand side, and eventually comes to this door right here, one of the kind of Cabal mechanical doors that you don't actually see too many times inside of the raid. You see it in a couple of places in the underbelly of the Leviathan, but this is actually underneath the underbelly from what I can tell, and obviously it's very interesting. The data for this is not currently in the game, or perhaps doesn't load in the normal version. There could be something hidden in other versions of the raid maybe, but it strikes me as this is not actually a finished area, or is an area that requires more content to be kind of put into the game through patches and things like that. Possibly this will open up in the future and there'll be something down here. It could equally be a section of the raid that was just kind of scrapped and that's why there are no textures or anything like that, but it's definitely cool that there is actually a space behind that first door in the Leviathan, and at the very least it was a space that they intended to use originally. Up next there are a couple of hints that people have found on Reddit in the API about possible future content or things that might be updated in Destiny 2. So Spliffermatic, what a fantastic name, on Reddit actually posted that he found some stuff in the API about a new progression in the game, which I'm assuming means some kind of actual rank that you can make progress with or something that can be unlocked at a certain point, and this is called Clarion Call. So there is Clarion Call for clans, hunters, titans, Nessus, the planet Titan, the Crucible, EDZ, IO and Warlocks, and there's only kind of text text data available right now, but it says Clarion Call, Cade 6 has issued a Clarion Call, experience gain increased for hunters, and all of them say experience gain increased for X class or X location. So these could perhaps be a new kind of item that's brought into the game. It could be a mini event or part of something else that's going on in the game. I believe a clarion is like some kind of war horn, almost a musical instrument of some sort. So Clarion Call could indicate some kind of battle or something. It's not entirely clear right now, but it looks like that will be a thing in the game in one form or another. On top of this though, another Reddit user called Ace actually posted some more information which suggests that the Prison of Elders could be coming in Destiny 2. And all of these bits of information didn't appear until yesterday, the 12th of October, but basically in the code in the API there is an activity type definition. So it says display properties, name, Prison of Elders, icon, and then it actually has the direct link to Bungie.net for the icon for Prison of Elders. And most interestingly, this is inside of the common set of assets for Destiny 2 content. So it says common Destiny 2 /icons and then a number for the image itself. But on top of the definition that actually describes there being an activity called Prison of Elders, if you follow this link, it will take you to Bungie.net to the Prison of Elders icon. And these are all of the various different icons that they use for activities. So we have them for the Nightfall, the milestones that you see on your milestone tab. This is actually where they're sourced from on Bungie.net, and this icon, along with the data about the activity, is in the database. So it looks like Bungie will be bringing Prison of Elders in some form into Destiny 2. It's also interesting that this information is newly added to the API. This was not there before, you know, the past couple of days. Obviously we could speculate forever, but it sounds like it could be a thing. There would be a ton of implications to that. Does that mean the Reef is going to return? Does that mean Varix will return, or perhaps Queen's Wrath, or any of the kind of factions from the Reef that we know of? Could it be in a new location? Of course, we just don't know at this point, and it's definitely worth us just waiting to see what Bungie have to say about this, see if it's something that they're going to bring in a future update or in a DLC. I will leave the Reddit post below so you guys can check out the kind of link and see all of the stuff there. But there we go, guys. I thought that was some interesting stuff to point out in this video. As always, Bungie do have more content planned for us in future, and like I said in yesterday's update, they did address some of the concerns about the endgame. They say that they are listening, they need time to respond. It has been a point of frustration for a lot of players. Really, it's down to Bungie. We'll have to see what they have in store for us. But I'll be curious to hear your thoughts in the comment section, guys. What do you think about the stuff in this video? Do you think it's going to come to the game? When do you think it could happen? That'll definitely be interesting. If you have enjoyed the video though, a like is appreciated below, guys. If you're new to the channel and you want to keep up to date with everything relating to Destiny 2, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. But for now, you guys have an awesome day.